interested to know. Is it because I feel like with PCC, this is the only one I've seen, but there is one that connects with like an eFax. Maybe that's the one. Node
It
2, I think is what it was called, something like that.
it was so long ago.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
Okay, well,
maybe in the depths of my forgotten emails, I might have something.
it's okay. Not a big deal. You're gonna like ours better anyway. So,
Yeah.
okay, so yeah, let's walk through this real fast. I'm gonna go kind of quick. If you have questions, Paula, just interrupt me.
Okay.
It's easy to get my attention if you do that. Otherwise, I might forget, and I don't want to forget your question if you have one. But
Sure.
a couple things while we get started. Our app is web based, so like David was saying, you don't need to install anything. You just go to a website. It runs the exact same as PCC, so it's locked down to your facility IP address. Can't do it from home. Can't do that. We do offer a remote. There is an option for it. We just try not to tell a ton of people that aren't our core users because everybody would ask for it, right? And so it
Mhm.
does have that functionality, but typically it's locked onto your building. Any scanner will work. There's three ways you get documents in. Scanners is the big one. So I'm assuming you guys are scanning a lot of documents today.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. And are you primarily doing that?
No, I don't know.
Okay. So yeah, our scanners, any scanner will work. There's multiple ways we get it to work. I won't bore you with the nerd stuff, but just know that any of the scanners will work. It also connects with eFax. So if you guys are using an eFax today, we can integrate with that as long as it's HIPAA compliant. And what's neat about that is when someone faxes you, it goes right into our system. And I'll show you, we'll actually fax ourselves. And then you can send out from here as well. And then lastly, and I'll start with that, is just dragging and dropping documents. Let's say you have a bunch of PDFs, someone emailed you or something. I can just take those documents and drag them right here and then let them go. And so right from there, those documents will show up in our system in the next, I don't know, 60 seconds or less. And then what I want to do is my documents here on the dashboard are all the documents I need to process. So I'm just going to click one of them here and I'm going to see the document. Now, because our app is in the PCC marketplace and it's connected to Point Click Care, all of your residents, everything we need to know is in here. You don't need to update our system at all. So if you get a new admission, they're going to show up in here automatically. If you make some changes to your categories, all that stuff is in here automatically. And all you do is you go over here to the right. The four things you need, right? You need to pick your effective date. By default, it uses today. And then these are my residents. Again, we pull these from PCC. You don't need to add them, but you just last name, comma, first name, D for discharge, A for active. If you're doing waiting list or pre-admission, you'll have an N there for new. So if you ever see that N, that's what that is. I can just scroll down and pick my resident, or I can just start typing a name and it's going to find first name, last name, whatever I put in there, it's going to find. These are all my categories in PCC. So under miscellaneous documents, all the stuff you've already set up shows in here. So I just start typing one and there it is. And then this last one is what you want to name that document when it gets into Point Click Care. So let's say you want to name it progress note, but you want to, add something to it, whatever, Smith, I don't know, whatever you want to put in there.
Yeah.
And then all I have to do is hit one of these two green buttons. This one is going to take me back to my list of documents that we were at just a minute ago. And this one is just going to open up the very next one if I'm trying to go through and just upload all of mine, which I'll try that one. So I hit that green button. That document just went off to PCC. It'll be in the chart within 60 seconds. And then this is my next document here. And so just kind of in real time, this is really what it looks like when you go in, you find your resident, you go down, you pick your category, and then you hit upload and next. Now that document will be on its way to PCC. And this is the next one I have to do. So it makes it much, much faster. You never even need to go into Point Click Care. You don't have to go find a residence. You don't have to do that whole process. One of the things that's nice about this is, here's an example. Like I have a 12-page document here, and I can scroll down, right? I can see all the pages. But let's pretend like 6 of the pages go to one resident, 6 go to another. Maybe you scanned a bunch of stuff together as a fax that came in, whatever. There's a million reasons. Up at the top here, I'm going to hit the scissor tool, and it's going to bring up this window. I'm going to zoom in for you. And watch, as I fill this out, it's going to make sense to you. I'm going to go pages 1 through 6, go there. I'm going to pick a different resident, different category, 7 through 12. And what it's going to do when I hit this green button here is it's going to take pages 1 through 6 and put it in this chart, this category, 7 through 12 here and here. And I can break that up into 10 pieces. I can do whatever I want in this menu. I can make it be the same resident, you know, if it's all like the hospital faxed over pre-admission stuff, but you don't want it all in one big category, you want to break it out, you could easily do that in here. If it's multiple residents, totally fine. Whatever you put in here, it's going to do. So let's pretend I don't want that first page because it's a cover page, and you know the last page is just nothing. So I can do that. Hit split, takes that one document, cuts it up into two right there, and then sends two documents to the chart. So if you're scanning in bulk or doing a bunch of uploading like that, super easy way to do that. That makes sense?
It does. So the one I had looked at before, it had like that well, the PDF feature where you can combine files, but so it would allow us to look at the files and say there was one just page in the middle of everything that just is blank, and you could get rid of the page. So say if you, like what you were just saying, you want documents 1 through 6, but page 3 is blank, can I just get rid of page 3 without uploading two different documents?
Yeah, you could do that a couple ways. So this is a 24 pager. So let's say, here's what I would do. Like of these 24 pages, if page 11 was blank and you didn't want it, I would go down to page whatever. Let's just say this is the page. And then right here is the delete page button. It would just delete
Okay,
this page and leave the PDF there.
perfect.
You can also, if you're in here, you know, you do this. The downside is it would upload two, right? Because you're deleting one in the middle. So yeah, that's a great question. That's actually the first time anybody's asked that. That's a great question.
Oh, well, now you can present that
But
with
you know, what's
credit.
funny is I've done it a ton. So when we were testing this years and years ago, we went down to a building, they were completely paper, and we helped them go paperless. And so we sat in a medical record office for a month and just used the app to help them. And it was really fun. We had to do that a lot. So it was kind of neat to know you can do that. Let me
And
show
then
you the EFACs. Oh, go ahead.
okay. Well, I was gonna say, I take it these, you can change the page, like if it's positioned wrong, you can fix a single page.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
Okay.
can rotate it and all that fun stuff. You can do all of that. And you'll see here, like the delete is missing now because this is only a one-page document. So you can't delete it, right?
Right.
You would hit this blue button here to actually delete it. Okay, so in here, let's say I want to fax this document out. Let's say I got to fax it over to the doctor's office, and then I want to put it in the chart. I'm going to click this eFax tab. This is my eFax number. I'm going to just fax it to myself, but you put in your doctor's number there, right? You have a cover page saved, Dr. Jones, your notes, right? And you can put whatever you are. I can also have the system email me if there's an error or, you know, whatever, all statuses, just email me when it's done. And I can send eFax and delete it, send eFax and send to PCC, which I want to do because I want to get it in the chart. So now a document just went out to go, it's going to be sent out. I go in here, I pick this, upload in homepage. And so that's all I have to do. And I fax it's on its way out and the document's on its way to PCC. What's cool
Nice.
about our eFax is there's a bunch of eFax companies out there, but what's cool about ours is ours works with all of them. You're not stuck in a company. So if you buy your eFax from wherever, that's in your name, not ours, right? I know you're going to love our app, but if you're like, hey, we don't use it anymore, whatever, you retain your eFax number. I don't want you to lose that ever because once you start marketing that, right, you don't ever want to lose it. So that's why we took a different approach to faxing. If you don't have a fax number now, we can give you referrals, but I want it to be in your name just so you have it. When I get a fax, it's going to look like this. It's going to say eFax. I go in here, I click this. Oh, look, there's the fax. I just want page 2 because that first one is the cover page. So I can go in here, pick my resident, pick my category and say page 2 of 2. Or I could hit that delete button like you were saying. Either way, it does the same thing. Couple things it does too, and this is when you're really getting into the weeds with this. If you're ever uploading files and they're too big for PCC, our system's going to automatically resize it. So let's say this document was too big. When it gets to PCC, it's going to look like this. Or it would look something like that. And it would just break it into as many pieces as it needs to, just so you don't have to do it. It does it automatically. We also log everything you do in here. So when you go into residence, you're going to see a chronological list of everything that was ever scanned in your system. We push that document to PCC the moment you hit the green button. Within 60 seconds, it'll be there. But we will keep a log of it forever. The moment it makes it into the chart, we remove the PDF from our system, so it won't be in there anymore. But we'll keep that log forever.
Okay.
Now, if PCC's down, if they're having an outage, if something's going on, which is pretty rare, we'll just keep pushing until they come back on, and you can just keep using our system. In fact, most people don't even realize PCC's down; they just keep using our app, and then when it comes on, it goes in there. You can see it chronological, or I can go by resident, and I can see them all the residents. So I could click a resident, I would see all the stuff uploaded. These are blank because my system will delete it because I'm a test system, but you would look like this, and those stay forever. Under here, this is our eFax. So this is a log of all of our eFaxes that we sent. If you're using whatever service you're using, you'll have that in there as well. This stays forever, so you'll have a log of that. The corporate one is more just for me. Under settings, some of the cool things I like to talk about in here really fast are training, right? We're in a pretty high turnover environment, unfortunately. So what's great that we do here is obviously there's videos in there, but let's say you hire a new staff and 6 weeks from now and you want them to go through training, all you do is click this button. Training is always free. It'll always be, they can click it, they can do one-on-one, they can do group, they can do whatever they want. But basically they pick a day and a time, they jump on the phone, we walk through a training with them, we get them online and boof, they're off to the races, right? It's always free. Other things in here, pretty simple, right? You can create as many users as you want. There's other settings like how far to have your residents show once they're discharged in your drop down. Some people like it longer, some people like it shorter, but some of those things in there, adding your IP, kind of simple stuff. The last thing I show in here is our support. We are the Pacific time zone. So from 8 to 5 Pacific time zone, we have free support. You can go in here and chat, grab someone, they'll help you out with any issues you're having. If it's outside of that, you can write in here what's going on and I'll have someone call you either in the morning if you did it before us, or in the next day, depending on when it was. If it's the weekend, we do have people monitor that over the weekend as well, usually to 2 to 3 hour kind of average turnover or turnaround for that as well. Yeah, I did that super fast. Any questions?
Nope, I understood all of it.
You look like you did. That's why I kept going quick. I figured you got most of it, so that was
Yeah,
great.
yeah. We too are Pacific time zone, so that's great.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, that's
I think
that.
real quickly,
Uh,
Paula, you're multiple sites, correct?
yes.
How many sites do you guys how many sites do you currently manage right now?
There's with the community-based care or senior living, there's 24.
Okay, that's where I was just saying over the corporate spot, Colin, if you want to touch on that real quick, because I think that would be impactful for her to kind of see that.
So this is, if you have multiple locations, you can hit corporate and you give this to just certain users, right? So not everybody sees this. Most people won't even see the button at all. But inside of here, I can see the usage for all the buildings. And you can break it up if you have regional people, they can see their buildings or they can see them all or however you set it up. And then you can go in here and actually, go into all the settings and see who's scanning, which buildings are doing it more, which categories, if there are people logged in right now, and kind of some of that troubleshooting in there as well. So the corporate menu is a pretty big one. If you're doing managing multiple buildings, separate locations, you can quickly jump in here and see that.
Okay.
Cool, thank you. Awesome. And then I can review pricing for you, and I'll follow up with an email as well. For us, it's a tiered pricing structure. So 1 to 2 facilities is $149 a month. When it bumps up to 3 to 50 facilities, it goes to $129 a month. So you get a little $20 discount there as you advance into more sites. That is unlimited scanners, unlimited users, and unlimited training across the board. So a little bit of a break there if you guys do have more facilities. And then our contract is month to month. We do offer a 10% discount if you commit to 24 months there, but it is just a month to month contract. So one thing I've always hit on too is the amount of customers we've had. We have a 100% retention rate. So everyone that kind of jumps on is, it makes a big impact across the board and definitely improves your process. So next steps, I can, like I said, follow up with an email, just kind of highlights the price points, and I'll get the agreement over to you so you can review that with you and your team. And I have this demo here recorded too, if you want to share it with anybody on your team.
Oh,
just kind of go over that.
perfect. Yeah, perfect. Because we have a medical records lead for the corporate skilled facilities, and she would definitely want to weigh in on it. So
Absolutely. Yeah, and if you guys wanted to do a trial too as well, or if she wanted to jump into another demo, we're more than happy to support you on that as well. So anything we can do to help. And thank you again for taking the time to jump on with us today. We really appreciate it. And bum we missed you out in Vegas, but at least we grabbed you for a quick second here so we can just kind of get this tool in front of you.
I was busy meeting Rob Lowe. I did get to meet him, so it was pretty cool.
That's
cool. Awesome.
Yeah. Seems like a nice guy.
I swear, every time there's a conversation around him, it's always about his age, and it looks like he hasn't aged a bit.
Yeah. Yeah, we got pictures, and they didn't let you bring any of your own stuff in. You had to leave it outside of the room. There's just a handful of us that got to meet him, and we bantered just a little because they got cut off because the point click care executives came in, and he's looking at me to come get my picture. I'm like, they're cutting me off, Rob. So I can't. So,
That's awesome. Fun. You snuck that in there. Beautiful. Yeah. Well, thank you again for jumping on, and have a great rest of the week. I'll follow up with an email, just kind of recaps everything for you. We'll get this video in front of you and your team, and looking forward to kind of, pushing things forward with you. If there's any questions or anything you have beyond what you've seen today, feel free to reach out anytime, and we're here in full support of you.
Okay. And I just want to say that I love what you showed me. I love the product, and I will do my best to get it onboarded. So how's that?
That's amazing. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Awesome. Well, have a good one. We'll chat soon.
Thanks. Bye.
Thank you.